Good morning, Courtney. Why are you in Washington, D.C.?
Good morning, Amanda. I'm in D.C. this week for D.C. Days of the Alliance for Nuclear Accountability to speak with my members of Congress about nuclear issues, both nuclear power and nuclear weapons.
So who have you met with since you've been here?
This morning I met with Senator Chambliss's office and Representative Price's office, both from Georgia. The meetings went very well. I think we were really able to communicate the dangers of nuclear power and nuclear weapons, but why adding 2 more reactors in Georgia is a terrible idea.
So your trip up to D.C. As a part of the ANA visit, do you feel like it's important for young women, or do you feel like it's what do you feel is the message you can take back of why it's important to come to D.C.?
Absolutely. It's so important to make our voices heard as women, but as anyone. It's not really a gender issue. Every citizen should be involved and engaged and really active about the issues that concern them. I think Washington, D.C. can be very male-dominated and intimidating for women, so it's really important for us to make sure we are present and we show up and we talk about our issues and we force the men in Washington to take us seriously just like anyone else.
Great. Now so what is because the events are related and the timing of the event and the reactors at Fukushima having gone into a crisis mode over the past couple of weeks, do you feel like that has added anything to your trip here to D.C.?
I think the disaster at Fukushima has definitely put nuclear on people's minds. Unfortunately, I haven't really seen it play out in my meetings in terms of extra concern about the issue or extra concern about safety. So I think it's very important to highlight Fukushima as a prime example of what can and inevitably does go wrong with nuclear power and why we should be funneling our money into other resources and taking care of the cleanup and other legacies that messes that we've already gotten ourselves into.
So why do you think maybe that people aren't that tied into Fukushima here in D.C.?
I think there is some American exceptionalism. It couldn't happen to us. It won't happen here. This is different. We're different. We have new designs. There's lots of excuses and people don't want to think it could happen here, but the bottom line is that it could, and if we don't take the necessary precautions to make sure our existing reactors are safe, and if new ones are going to be built, hopefully not, but if they are, then those are safe too.
So this is your first time with part of the D.C. Days delegation, and what would you say when you go back? Would you encourage other folks to come out, or what message would you bring back to folks about D.C. Days?
I would absolutely encourage everyone to come to D.C. Days if they have concerns or want to learn more about nuclear issues. It was an incredible learning experience, and it was very informative in framing your message and how to really get that across to the important decision makers. I think that it's critical to be active in your own communities, but taking it a step further and really talking to the folks in Washington who unfortunately have a lot more say than we do in a lot of cases is vital for bringing about the change that you want to bring about.
Great, thank you. Okay, I don't know how to stop it. But yeah.